Greetings, fellow humans. Katrina here. Quick disclaimer, I'm a professional, not your professional. Nothing about to say should be taken as medical, legal advice. This podcast is purely for education and amusement. That is it. Disclaimer over. So I thought I'd talk today a bit about what I don't know about gossip. And so I Googled gossip just to make sure that I had the accurate definition. And so according to Google, gossip is, quote, casual or unconstrained conversation or reports about other people, typically involving details that are not confirmed as being true. So that's the definition. And to me, that unconstrained word means not limited to reality. So this is important to remember when listening to gossip. Take it with a grain of, oh, this might not be true. So there are 5 benefits to gossip, even negative gossip, that I'll talk about today. Believe it or not, talking behind someone's back can actually lead to positive change. Sounds counterintuitive, but let me get a little bit more into it. So in a study conducted by this Harris Interactive, asking more than 1,500 employed adults to name their biggest pet peeves about their jobs, workplace gossip topped the list, and it was cited as number 1 by 60% of respondents. Yet, relationship experts estimate that 65 to 80% of our daily conversations are about other people, so it can't always be a bad thing, right? It's true. So here are the 5 benefits of the workplace gossip. Actually, I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll go through in a little bit more detail. So it's number 1, it gets out what's really bugging you. Number 2, it encourages cooperation. It relieves stress. It fosters self-improvement, and it provides a reality check. So a little bit more about that. This chick named Deborah Borisset, a communications expert for a leadership training company in Landmark, says that sometimes the urge to gossip isn't really about the person who is irritating you, but about a situation that's becoming untenable. So gossiping can be an opportunity to assess the underlying reason for the situation. Do you feel overworked or underappreciated? Is it really your coworker's fault? Sometimes asking for changes in the work environment is the real issue. So I mentioned it encourages cooperation. Researchers at Stanford University found that when people learn about the behavior of others through gossip, they often use this information to align with those deemed cooperative. Those who have behaved selfishly can then be excluded from group activities based on the prevailing gossip. This serves as the group's collective good, since selfish people may exploit more cooperative individuals for their own gain. So it relieves stress, as I mentioned, and this is according to the Stanford study I mentioned. Another benefit of gossip is that it relieves anxiety. So in an experiment, researchers found that participants who witnessed someone behaving badly experienced stress and an increased heart rate. Warning others about what they saw, however, lessened that effect. That kind of goes along with sharing it halves it. When we share an emotion with somebody else, it kind of halves the intensity of it. Seems similar. I mentioned too that it fosters self-improvement. So all gossip doesn't have to be negative. Researchers at the University of Groningen in the Netherlands found that hearing good stories about others provided motivation for self-improvement. Even when the gossip is negative, there is a positive outcome for those being targeted. The study published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that when people know others may gossip about them, they are more likely to learn from a bad experience and reform their behavior by cooperating more in future group settings. And lastly, I mentioned that reality check. So it's not that gossip is being advocated here, but there's nothing wrong with getting a reality check. If you want to know whether someone else is having a similar experience, you can simply ask in a non-accusatory manner whether anyone else has experienced the same phenomenon. In that way, you're not actually dissing the person, you're simply inquiring, right? So I hope that information about gossip was amusing and or entertaining. If you want to support the show, click the button on the website. And remember, I appreciate each and every one of you simply for existing.